An overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework version 2 February 2017. 2017 Amazon Web Services Int or its affiliates, all rights reserved. Notices this document is provided for informational purposes only. It represents AWS's current product offerings and practices as of the date of issue of this document, which are subject to change without notice. Customers are responsible for making their own independent assessment of the information in this document and any use of AWS's products or services, each of which is provided as is without warranty of any kind, whether express or is implied. This document does not create any warranties, representations, contractual commitments, conditions, or assurances from AWS, its affiliates, suppliers, or licensors. The responsibilities and liabilities of AWS to its customers are controlled by AWS agreements, and this document is not part of, nor does it modify, any agreement between AWS and its customers. Contents Introduction Mapping the Journey to the Cloud AWS CAF Perspectives. Additional Detailed Business Perspective. Value Realization People Perspective. Roles and Readiness Governance Perspective. Prioritization and Control Platform Perspective. Applications and Infrastructure Security Perspective. Risk and Compliance Operations Perspective. Manage and Scale Appendix 1. Changes from AWS CAF. Version 1 Conclusion 1.4.5.5.7.9 11.13.14 17.18. Abstract Adopting Amazon Web Services. AWS presents many benefits, such as increased business agility and flexibility, as well as reduce costs. However, in order to fully realize these benefits, your staff may need to acquire new skills and create or update core processes. Doing so can maximize the business value and minimize the business risks of cloud adoption. The AWS Cloud Adoption Framework (AWS CAF) helps organizations understand how cloud adoption transforms the way they work, and it provides structure to identify and address gaps in skills and processes. Applying the AWS CAF in your organization results in an actionable plan with defined work streams that can guide your organization's path to cloud adoption. This framework leverages our experiences and best practices, assisting organizations around the world with their cloud adoption journey. Amazon Web Services. An overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Introduction. Cloud computing introduces a significant shift in how technology is obtained, used, and managed. It also shifts how organizations budget and pay for technology services. Cloud computing benefits organizations by giving them the ability to trade capital expense for variable expense, gain advantage from massive economies of scale, make agile capacity decisions, increase business speed and agility, spending money running and maintaining data centers, and go global in minutes. With Amazon Web Services, AWS, your organization can immediately provision the compute, storage network, and database resources needed for an project. These resources launch and are ready for use by your project team within minutes. The environment can be reconfigured easily, updated quickly, scaled up or down automatically to meet usage patterns and optimize spending, or shut down temporarily or permanently. The billing for all services becomes an operational expense rather than a capital expense. Cloud adoption requires that fundamental changes are discussed and considered across the entire organization and that stakeholders across all organizational units both outside and within it support these changes. The AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, AWS CAF, provides guidance that supports each unit in your organization so that each area understands how to update skills, adapt existing processes, and introduce new processes to take maximum advantage of the services provided by cloud computing. Thousands of organizations around the world have successfully migrated their businesses to the cloud, relying on the AWS CAF to guide their efforts. AWS and our partners provide tools and services that can help you every step of the way to ensure complete understanding and transition at the highest level. The AWS CAF organizes guidance into 6 focus areas. We describe these focus areas as perspectives. Figure 1 shows the 6 perspectives of the AWS CAF. Page 1. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Figure 1. The AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, CAF. Each AWS CAF perspective is made up of a set of CAF capabilities, which is a composite of responsibilities typically owned or managed by one or more functionally related stakeholders. Each capability describes what a stakeholder owns or manages in the cloud adoption journey. The capabilities are a standard used within the CAF. Each capability consists of a set of CAF skills and processes that provide structure to identify gaps in your existing skills and processes. For example, the people perspective provides guidance for stakeholders who own or manage human resources, staffing functions, and people management responsibilities. The guidance in this perspective focuses on people development, training, and communications to assess how stakeholder-owned or managed capabilities will transform with cloud adoption. In general, the business, people, and governance perspectives focus on business capabilities, and the platform security and operations perspectives focus on technical capabilities. A brief description of each AWS CAF perspective is provided here, with more detailed descriptions later in that white paper. Business perspective: common roles. Business managers, finance managers, budget owners, and strategies. Stakeholders: help stakeholders understand how to update the staff skills and organizational processes that will need to optimize business value as they move their operations to the cloud. People perspective: common roles. Human resources, staffing, and people managers provides guidance for stakeholders responsible for people development, training, and communications. Helps stakeholders understand how to. Page 2. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Update the staff skills and organizational processes they will use to optimize and maintain their workforce and ensure competencies are in place at the appropriate time. Governance perspective: common roles. Program managers, project managers, enterprise architects, business analysts, and portfolio managers. Provides guidance for stakeholders responsible for supporting business processes with technology. Helps stakeholders understand how to update the staff skills and organizational processes that are necessary to ensure business governance in the cloud, and manage and measure cloud investments to evaluate their business outcomes. Platform perspective: common roles. It managers and solution architects help stakeholders understand how to update the staff skills and organizational processes that are necessary to deliver and optimize cloud solutions and services. Security perspective: common roles. CISA, its security managers, and its security analysts help stakeholders understand how to update the staff skills and organizational processes that are necessary to ensure that the architecture deployed in the cloud aligns to the organization's security control requirements, resiliency, and compliance requirements. Operations perspective: common roles. It operations managers and its support managers help stakeholders understand how to update the staff skills and organizational processes that are necessary to ensure system health and reliability during the move of operations to the cloud, and then to operate using agile, ongoing cloud computing best practices by identifying the gaps in skills and processes between the current environment and the future cloud environment. An organization can create an action plan designed to close these gaps. The AWS CAF perspectives: capabilities, skills, and processes are designed for organizations to use as they develop plans and work streams to move from their current environment to. Page 3. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, AWS Cloud, or to deploy a new environment in the AWS Cloud. Stakeholders with organizational buy-in who apply the AWS CAF structure can create actionable plan that helps the organization quickly and effectively achieve their desired cloud adoption. Mapping the journey to the cloud. Each organization's cloud adoption journey is unique. In order to successfully execute your adoption, you need to understand your organization's current state, the target state, and the transition required to achieve the target state. Knowing this will help you set goals and create work streams that will enable staff to thrive in the cloud. Engaging stakeholders with their relevant AWS CAD perspective helps inform your journey to cloud adoption. Through this discovery phase, you will explore capability gaps in terms of AWS CAF skills and processes, define necessary work streams, and identify interdependencies between work streams. Knowing work stream dependencies enables you to optimize collaboration on AWS. The AWS CAF provides the structure to discover what organizational skills you need to update and how to modify existing processes and introduce new ones. Work streams are iterative and change over time. In some technology areas, you may find that it is best for work streams to be integrated with one another. Consider DevOps. For example, DevOps refers to practices, skills, and processes that depend on the collaboration of both development and operational teams. By collaborating across teams, you can automate the process of software delivery and infrastructure changes, which makes your organization more agile and efficient. With the AWS CAF, you're able to identify how technology development and operations teams can become more closely integrated, and by doing so, optimize business results in your cloud environment. In a transition to the cloud, stakeholders within each AWS CAF perspective need to engage and actively own organizational and operational change for their area. As you implement work streams, your organization can leverage the different AWS CAF perspectives to understand how to communicate interdependencies between different stakeholders. The AWS CAF structure can also help you. Page 4. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, ensure that the strategies and plans across your organization are complete and aligned to business goals and outcomes. AWS CAF perspectives. Additional detail. Each of the 6 perspectives that make up the AWS CAF is described in more detail in following sections. Business perspective. Value realization. The business perspective is focused on ensuring that it is aligned with business needs and that its investments can be traced to demonstrable business results. Engage stakeholders within the business perspective to create a strong business case for cloud adoption. Prioritize cloud adoption initiatives and ensure that there is a strong alignment between your organization's business strategies and goals and its strategies and goals. Figure 2 illustrates capabilities for the AWS CAF business perspective. Figure 2. AWS CAF business perspective capabilities. AWS CAF business perspective capability descriptions. Finance addresses your organization's capability to plan, allocate, and manage budget for its expenses given changes introduced with the cloud services consumption mode. Page 5. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. A common budgeting change involves moving from capital asset expenditures and maintenance to consumption-based pricing. The move requires new skills to capture information and new processes to allocate cloud asset costs that accommodate consumption-based pricing models. You want to ensure that your organization maximizes the value of its cloud investments. Chargeback models are another common change with cloud adoption. Cloud services provide options to create very granular chargeback models. You will be able to track consumption with new details, which creates new opportunities to associate costs with results. Its strategy focuses on your organization's capability to leverage it as a business enabler. For many organizations that have not yet migrated to the cloud, it had devolved into simply ensuring that collaboration applications and line of business applications stay healthy and operational. Cloud services provide efficiencies that reduce the need to maintain applications, enabling it to focus on business alignment. This alignment requires new skills, and both new and selectable modified processes between it and other business and operational areas. Teams may need new skills to gather business requirements and new processes to solve business challenges. Benefits realization encompasses your organization's capability to measure the benefits received from their investments. For many organizations, this represents total cost of ownership, TET, or return on investment, ROI calculations, coupled with budget management, quantifying and evaluating TO and ROI changes with cloud services. Cloud services offer new ways to directly link consumption with specific business processes. Measuring the value of technology investments becomes more meaningful when these investments can be directly linked to usage and business outcomes. Business risk management focuses on your organization's capability to understand the business impact of preventable, strategic, and external risks to the organization. For many, these risks stem from the impact of financial and technology constraints on agility. Organizations find that with a move to the cloud, many of these constraints are reduced or eliminated. Taking full advantage of this newfound agility requires page 6. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework team to develop new skills to understand the competitive marketplace and potential disruptors, and to explore new processes for evaluating the business risks of such competitors. People perspective. Roles and readiness. The people perspective covers organizational, staff capability, and change management functions required for efficient cloud adoption. Engage stakeholders within the CAF people perspective to evaluate organizational structures and roles, new skill and process requirements, and identify gaps. Performing an analysis of needs and gaps helps you to prioritize training, staffing, and organizational changes so that you can build an agile organization that is ready for effective cloud adoption. It also helps leadership communicate changes to the organization. The people perspective supports development of an organization-wide change management strategy for successful cloud adoption. Figure 3 illustrates the AWS CAF people perspective capabilities. Figure 3. AWS CAF people perspective capabilities, page 7. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. AWS CAF people perspective capability descriptions. Resource management addresses your organization's capability to project personnel need and to attract and hire the talent necessary to support the organization's goals. Cloud adoption requires that the staffing teams in your organization acquire new skills and processes to ensure that they can forecast and staff based on your organization's needs. These teams need to develop the skills necessary to understand cloud technologies, and they may need to update processes for forecasting future staffing requirements. Incentive management addresses your organization's capability to ensure that workers receive competitive compensation and benefits for the value they bring to your organization. With the shift to cloud, Summit roles move from being commoditized to being highly specialized with high market demand. Incentive management is key to attracting and retaining employees. Consider incentives as part of cloud adoption work streams. Your organization's culture and ability to provide an environment for attracting and retaining talent plays a key role in successful adoption. Teams will need to develop new skills to manage culture and new processes for talent management. Care management focuses on your organization's capability to ensure that personal fulfillment of your employees, their career opportunities, and their financial security. Cloud adoption introduces change to its career paths, requiring her managers and people managers to update career management skills and processes so that can ensure that their team members understand their new roles and career options. Training management addresses your organization's capability to ensure employees have the knowledge and skills necessary to perform their roles and comply with organizational policies and requirements. Staff in your organization will need to frequently update the knowledge and skills required to implement and maintain cloud services. Training modalities may need to be revised so that the organization can embrace the speed of page 8. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, change and innovation. Trainers will need to develop new skills in training, modalities, and new processes for dealing with rapid change. Organizational change management focuses on your organization's capability to manage new effects and impacts of business, structural, and cultural change introduced with cloud adoption. Change management is central to successful cloud adoption. Clear communication, as always, are critical to ease change and reduce uncertainty that may be present for staff when introducing new ways of working. As a natural part of cloud adoption, teams will need to develop skills and processes to manage ongoing change. Governance perspective. Prioritization and control. The governance perspective focuses on the skills and processes that are needed to align its strategy and goals with your organization's business strategy and goals to ensure your organization maximizes the business value of its investment and minimizes the business risks. This perspective includes program management and project management capabilities that support governance processes for cloud adoption and ongoing operations. Figure 4 illustrates the AWS CAF governance perspective capabilities. Figure 4. AWS CAF governance perspective capabilities, page 9. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. AWS CAF governance perspective capability descriptions. Portfolio management focuses on your organization's capability to manage and prioritize it. Investments, programs, and projects in alignment with your organization's business goals. Portfolio management is an important mechanism for determining cloud eligibility for workloads and for prioritizing the move to cloud services. It serves as a focal point for lifecycle management of both applications and services. Teams will need to develop new skills and processes, evaluate cloud services and a workload's eligibility for the cloud. Program and project management addresses your organization's capability to manage one or several related projects to improve organizational performance and complete the projects on time and on budget. Traditional waterfall methods of program and project management typically fail to keep up with the pace of iterative changes necessary for cloud adoption and operations. Program and project managers need to update their skills and processes, take advantage of the agility and cost management features of cloud services. Teams need to develop new skills in agile project management and new processes for managing agile style projects. Business performance measurement addresses your organization's capability to measure and optimize processes in support of your organization's goals. Cloud services offer the potential for organizations to rapidly experiment with new means of process automation and optimization. Leveraging this potential requires new skills and processes. Define cloud-centric key performance indicators, KPIs, and create processes to ensure cloud consumption is mapped to business outcomes. License management defines your organization's capability to procure, distribute, and manage the licenses needed for its systems, services, and software. The cloud consumption model requires that teams develop new skills, procurement and license management, and new processes for evaluating license needs. Page 10. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework platform perspective. Applications and infrastructure. It architects and designers use a variety of architectural dimensions and models to understand and communicate the nature of its systems and their relationships. Organizations use the capabilities of the platform perspective to describe the structure and design of all types of cloud architectures. With information derived using this perspective, You can describe the architecture of the target state environment in detail. The platform perspective includes principles and patterns for implementing new solutions on the cloud and migrating on-premises workloads to the cloud. Figure 5 illustrates the AWS CAF platform perspective capabilities. Figure 5. AWS CAF Platform Perspective Capabilities. AWS CAF Platform Perspective Capability Descriptions. Compute provisioning encompasses your organization's capability to provide processing and memory in support of enterprise applications. The skills and processes necessary to provision cloud services are very different from the skills and processes needed to provision physical hardware and manage data center facilities. Many processes move from being focused on real-world logistics to being focused on virtual and fully automated processes. Page 11. Amazing Web Services. An overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Network provisioning addresses your organization's capability to provide computing networks to support enterprise applications. Moving from hardware components to networks delivered as cloud services changes network provisioning significantly, and teams will need to develop new skills and processes to design, implement, and manage this transition. Storage provisioning focuses on your organization's capability to provide storage in support of enterprise applications. Storage provisioning in the cloud is accomplished with cloud-based block and file storage. The skills and processes required to provision these services are significantly different from provisioning the physical storage area network, SAN, network attached storage NAS, and disk drives. Database provisioning addresses your organization's capability to provide database and database management systems in support of enterprise applications. The skills and processes supporting this capability change significantly from managing hardware-bound and cost-bound databases to provisioning standard relational database management systems trends in the cloud and leveraging cloud-native database systems and solution architecture encompasses your organization's capability to define and describe the design of a system and to create architecture standards for the organization. With cloud services, many of the traditional architectural aspects of systems change. Architects will need to develop new skills to codify architectures and templates and create new processes for workload optimization. Application development defines your organization's capability to customize or develop applications to support your organization's business goals. New skills and processes for continuous integration and continuous deployments are a critical part of designing applications that take advantage of cloud services and the agility promised by cloud computing. Page 12. Amazing Web Services. An overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Security perspective. Risk and compliance. Security at AWS is job zeros. The security perspective helps you structure the selection and implementation of security controls that meet your organization's needs. All AWS customers benefit from a data center and network architecture built to satisfy the requirements of the most security-sensitive organizations. AWS and its partners offer hundreds of services and features, help organizations meet their security objectives for visibility, auditability, control, and agility. This perspective organizes the capabilities that will help drive the transformation of your organization's security culture. Figure 6 illustrates the AWS CAF security perspective core capabilities. Figure 6. AWS CAF security perspective capabilities. AWS CAF security perspective capability descriptions. Identity and access management. This capability enables you to create multiple access control mechanisms and manage the permissions for each of these within your AWS account. Privileges must be granted before your user community can provision or orchestrate resources. Detective control. AWS provides the capability for native logging as well as services that you can leverage to provide greater visibility near to real time for occurrences in the OS environment. Correlating the logs from OS sources with other event sources like operating systems applications and databases can provide a robust security posture and enhance visibility. Page 13. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Consider integrating AWS logging features into centralized logging and monitoring solutions to provide holistic visibility near to real time for occurrences in the AWS environment. Infrastructure security. Your environment can be defined and adjusted to evolve with your workload and business requirements. This capability provides the opportunity to shape your AWS security controls in an agile fashion, automating your ability to build, deploy, and operate your security infrastructure. As new security features become available in AWS, it is important that your its security teams update their skills and processes so that they can leverage these new features. Data protection addresses the capability for maintaining visibility and control all data, how it is accessed and used in the organization. Incident response focuses on your organization's capability to respond, manage, reduce harm, and restore operations during and after a security incident. With AWS, you have services and independent software vendor solutions available to help you automate incident response and recovery and to mitigate portions of disaster recovery. As you implement your cloud security, it is possible to shift the primary focus of the security team from response to performing forensics and root cause analysis. Operations perspective. Manage and scale. The operations perspective describes the focuses, areas that are used to enable, use, operate, and recover workloads to the level that is agreed upon with your business stakeholders. Every organization has an operations group that defines how day-to-day, quarter-to-quarter, and year-to-year business will be conducting. Operations must align with and support the operations of the business. Information gained through the operations perspective defines current operating procedures and identifies process changes and training needed to implement successful cloud adoption. Figure 7 illustrates the AWS CAF operations capabilities. Page 14. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Figure 7. AWS CAF Operations Perspective Capabilities. AWS CAF Operations Perspective Capability Descriptions. Service monitoring addresses your organization's capability to detect and respond to issues with the health of its services and enterprise applications. With cloud adoption, processes for both the detection of and response to service issues and application health issues can be highly automated, resulting in greater service uptime. Operations teams will need to develop new skills to leverage cloud features for service monitoring and automate many of their existing service monitoring processes. Application performance monitoring addresses your organization's capability to ensure application performance meets its defined requirements. Cloud services offer features to monitor and right-size off cloud services that you need to meet performance requirements. Operations teams need to update their skills and processes, ensure they are taking full advantage of these cloud features. Resource inventory management addresses the capability to align your organization's assets in a way that provides the best, most cost-efficient service. Page 15. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Cloud adoption removes the need to manage hardware assets and the hardware life cycle. Organizations can simplify the management of software licensing by leveraging on-demand techniques that optimize license usage. Operations teams will need to update their skills and processes to ensure they can manage cloud assets. Release management. Change management encompasses your organization's capability manage plan, and schedule changes to the environment. Traditional release management is a complex process that is slow to deploy and difficult to roll. Cloud adoption provides the opportunity to leverage SIG techniques to rapidly manage releases and then rollbacks. Reporting and analytics addresses your organization's capability to ensure compliance with your organization's reporting policies and to ensure ongoing analysis and reporting of performance against key KISS, such as service level agreements, SLAS, and operational level agreements. OLAS. With cloud adoption, operations teams need to update their skills and processes to ensure that they are taking advantage of new features. To provide better detail and granularity in their reporting and analytics, business continuity disaster recovery (BR) addresses your organization's capability to operate in the event of a significant failure of its services and the capability to recover from those failures within the time parameters defined by your organization. Many of the traditional BEG processes are significantly changed with cloud adoption and require operations teams to update their skills and capabilities to take advantage of the new modeled. Its service catalog. Its service catalog is your organization's capability. Select, maintain, advertise, and deliver and slay or set of its services. With cloud adoption, the its service catalog serves as a control mechanism to ensure that your organization selects the services that provide the best business value while minimizing business risk. It becomes closely coupled with portfolio management in the governance perspective in order to ensure that technical services are aligned to business goals and needs. Page 16. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Conclusion. This overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework shows you how organizations can learn how to align their cloud strategies and goals to their business strategies goals. It helps organizations identify the gaps in their current organizational capabilities and devise work streams to close those gaps. The AWS CAF is based on our experience gained in assisting many organizations to successfully adopt an AWS cloud environment. You can use the AWS CAF guidance for each part of your organization so that stakeholders in each functional area understand how to update their skills and adapt or update existing processes as you journey to the cloud. Page 17. Amazon Web Services, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework. Appendix 1. Changes from AWS CAF version 1. The AWS CAF continues to be widely used by our customers. It is also used widely by AWS teams as they work with organizations to meet their cloud adoption goals. Based on feedback from customers and AWS teams, we made changes to improve clarity and consistency and to better facilitate prescriptive guidance. The following list highlights the changes that were made in the AWS CAF from version 1 to version 2. Removed the maturity perspective and integrated its content into the other perspectives. Customer experience shows that maturity is an aspect of every perspective and not unique to itself. AWS CAF 2 removes the maturity perspective in favor of integrating the maturity concept directly into all of the other perspectives. Renamed the process perspective to the governance perspective. Customer experience shows that there is often confusion over business governance and technical governance. To ensure both aspects are fully addressed, the process perspective is renamed governance perspective to show its alignment to business governance. In AWS CAF view, technical governance is more prominent in the operations perspective. Decompose each perspective into capabilities instead of components. Customer experience shows that the variations in components across all CAF perspectives can create challenges in creating a cloud adoption plan. By decomposing into capabilities, AWS CAF view is consistent across all perspectives and simplifies creating a consistent cloud adoption plan. Focus on the skills and processes needed to execute each capability in the cloud world. The biggest impact of cloud adoption to most organizations is how they execute their business and technical capabilities. AWS CAF do features on identifying the changes to how and provides guidance on how to make those changes. Page 18. Amazon Web Services an overview of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework focus the business, people, and governance perspectives on business capabilities, focus the platform, security, and operations perspectives on technical capabilities. Customer experience shows the need to ensure that both business and technical stakeholders understand how cloud adoption will impact their owned and managed capabilities. The AWS CAF view makes a clear distinction between business and technical stakeholders and structures guidance for both types of stakeholders. Page 19.